Testing. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hi, testing. This is Jordan. Hi. Can you hear me? Testing. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hi. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Nice to see everybody, returning faces. Just give it another second or so. Make sure everybody can get in. That everybody's gotten in. Okay, let's get started. So, first of all, good morning. And as we start to transition here in Israel to more of a post-corona atmosphere, which is settling in lots of ways, even though it feels, getting back to the old grind, or it feels whatever you might be thinking. There's always that sense of insecurity or not, just like not knowing. And that can create a lot of tension and all that. So let's kind of just be aware of any of those type of feelings, not try to get rid of them, but just bring that, kind of infuse that energy of that experience into the present moment and what's real right now. And that if you're feeling that, then it's right now, then the sensations of that are real. So I created the course as a 15-day course, really technically, as well as we transitioned the website to make it easier for you to access and have the same link every day, but also the idea of giving a certain count to something, like the count up to Shavuot. From Passover, we count. We do Sefirot to Omer, we do Sefirah, and we're counting. But when you add the element of counting, it adds a element of time, the dimension of time, and you infuse a certain awareness and intention to that counting, because you ask yourself, well, why am I counting? Did I miss? Did I not miss? And you infuse that quality into instead of a 30-minute session, it really starts to bridge the gap between today and all the other sessions. And I hope that we can explore that idea together over the next 15 days. And after 15 days, we'll create something new. But the next 15 days will be something that if you stick with me and you join every day, if you miss a day, it doesn't matter, but if you can join every day, we'll explore this unfolding of 15 days of ourselves, what we've done so far. But it's not about looking back or looking to the future, it's about looking at right this second. And it will be a journey together. So that's really the intention. Also, one of the things before we start on the journey of 15 days is to talk about some of the ideas that I haven't really emphasized or talked about since I started teaching this class. If you call it teaching, it's really leading or organizing, but I haven't talked about some of the major concepts that are you can't avoid and you should never avoid, but they're words. And when you bring in words, it really is about definitions and semantics and language barriers. So I've been very careful to not delve into certain areas only because I don't know who I'm sitting in front of. I'm sitting in front of a computer. But now as I've started to get a little idea of who's coming to the class and all that, it also brings me a certain comfort that knowing how to sort of address. But this is my own learning experience as well. And so you'll understand hopefully that this is an unfolding process for me as much as it is for you, a total unfolding process. And this has given me such an opportunity to really unfold and to explore ways to articulate things that I have not ever articulated in my life. My background, having been both from an Orthodox Jew and also from my other side, my father, when my father was not practicing, completely not practicing. So having a sort of a broad perspective also gives me a certain sensitivity and maybe, yeah. So that being said, it's kind of important to kind of understand that this is an unfolding process for me. So one of the things, so what I'm coming back to is the word God and spirituality. So many spiritual traditions have, maybe all, have the spiritual element to it or the mystical element. In Islam, it's Sufism. Judaism, we have Kabbalah, and Christian, you have Christian mysticism. And in Hinduism is in itself very much about that aspect and many others. So, and then you have the Native Americans and so many traditions, some religions or traditions, it's actually part and parcel of it. But in Judaism, it's been a challenge in my journey of meditation to delve into the topics of meditation in a language that resonates with me. And I have studied all the works of Aryeh Kaplan, and that was really my first introduction to meditation. And but the ideas of the words are just signs, they're signposts to something deeper. And it's as if someone said, I want you to go, someone who never went to New York City, I want you to travel to New York City. And they travel up there and let's say they land in Newark, and they're gonna Newark Airport, New Jersey. And they're traveling, and they get to the sign that says, welcome to New York City. And they're like, we made it to New York City. And they sit underneath the sign, they take their bags, they they open up their suitcase and just start unpacking. Like, I made it to New York City. And here's the sign. No, it's a sign. It's pointing to, this is New York City. You have to go in and enter. And this is, so the words and concepts that we learn, we can't get stuck on them. We can't just unpack our bags there and say, this is it. You have to explore that. And it's a constant exploring. It's a constantly going in deeper and pulling back the layers, pulling back the layers. So I'm going to be, in the next 15 days, these ideas that I'm talking about will unfold. And I'm not going to refer to necessarily directly to God and spirituality directly as words, but there'll be the infusion of those, of what's beyond that, hopefully, that becomes in there. And even if I have friends and all that who say they're atheists, it doesn't matter. You don't believe in God. I don't believe in the God that an atheist doesn't believe in either. I reject that. So it doesn't matter. If you're sitting here and you're meditating, you will feel, and if you're not feeling anything, then what are you doing? What are you doing here? So let's get started. I did take up a little bit of time this morning with a sort of an introduction that maybe I think it's important to sometimes have an introduction to the 15 days. And I didn't even give it a name, the course. It's just 15 days. A question about God, and we're gonna just segue from. Let me make sure my music is stopped here. When we ask ourselves, whatever your religious background or cultural background is, what exactly do you mean when you use the word God? And the forms and the names and the ideas are varied, but essentially when you say God, you mean that which is responsible for everything. Ultimate responsibility for everything. And suppose God said, I'm not going to be responsible for you. You're fired. That's it. God signifies limitless responsibility, unlimited, not limited responsibility. So responsibility isn't a teaching in civics. Oh, there's a slight echo. Thank you for letting me know that. There, that would fix it. Thank you. So responsibility in this context is not a teaching in civics. It's just it's a way for you to express. It's expressing your own divinity. The whole process of spirituality is breaking down the boundaries within ourselves and understanding the limitations. The words that we put on things become a limitation, a boundary, and sometimes a blockage. So when we use certain words and we believe that those words are an end to themselves, we need to go take that and go beyond that, explore. So let's explore, let's unshackle and unfold our identity, working on ourselves as self-development, but also delve deeper into the spiritual sense of going beyond what our ideas of things are, God, spirituality. Let's go beyond that. Let's take that and become experiential. So closing your eyes and just being aware of all of the things around you in your environments. Noticing that you're breathing, but also noticing your sensations of your entire body and that your nervous system is working all the time to take in all of these sensations. Let's take this into your awareness. And also taking into awareness your emotions, your emotional state. Bring your awareness to your breath. In and out. The flow of your breath, the in and out, that never ceases as long as you're alive. Just watch this process in wonderment, in wonder. Watching the silence, watching it, feeling it. Finding out where the silence exists. It's in the pauses in between things that are happening. Pauses in between when I speak and when I pause. And of the in and the out breath is the pause. Instead of letting yourself drift away, let yourself drift inwards, but at the same time, feel expansive. Feel expansive. Feel yourself fill the room. Feel your connection. Feel your connection to everything. And bring your attention to points in your forehead above your eyes. And gaze there, even with your eyes closed. Gaze at this point. And notice any imagery that arises. It's not just dark when you close your eyes. There's all sorts of things that are happening in your visual field, in your mind. What do you see? Just explore this with curiosity. Bring your attention in this place in your forehead, merging it with your breath, and alternating your awareness between the two until it sort of merges into one experience of breathing and sensing the region above your eyes, your forehead. And fill this awareness with light, expanse of light. Now combining your breath with noticing of the belly rising and falling in the breathing cycle. Feel the stillness. And in this place, explore within yourself from this very, very expanded place. Explore any places of tension, emotional tension. And I want you to find within yourself things that are patterns of emotions or things that are you would consider troubling or problems or things that just crop up like in terms of patterns. Not one-time instances, whether it be anger or sadness or depression, not one-time things, but things that are ongoing in your life. And maybe even things that are you would feel are blockages from you moving on or standing in your way. Just become aware of them, these things, but from a different place, from a vantage point. Sitting on a rock out in nature where you can just watch them in this field above your eyes where your forehead is. Bring them together and more just kind of bring them, they can combine them or what, just bring them all into awareness. And if there's a tension in the body, become aware of it. If the tension is in the stomach or if it's in the jaw, be aware. Emotions bring in are linked to our physical being, our muscles, our nervous system. They're all connected. Now we're going to take a box. We're going to create a box together. Each of us. There's a box in front of us to the right side, a chest with a lid that opens on hinges. Imagine this box. This is a box that we're going to come back to for the next 15 days. Place all of these items into that box. imagine that you can actually place all of your worries and problems and things that you find are holding you back. Imagine right now that you can put them in this box. You might need a bigger box. You might need a really, really, really big box. Place them in there. Slowly close the lid. And instead of getting rid of this box or pushing it away, we're going to hold this box tight and close to us. Place your box in front of you, and everybody who's doing this meditation together, we're sitting in a circle and putting our boxes all in front. Placing them, letting go. Now, looking around the circle, you see everybody's boxes. See the boxes start to glow with light. Feel them glowing with light, beams and rays of light that extend upwards. And watch this light merge. All the boxes are now connected by this light. This is an infinite light. This is the same infinite light that connects us to one another and connects us to our deep divine spark within. You say to yourself in your mind, day one, day one. Today we don't work out our problems. In this moment, we're not working out our problems. We're releasing them a little bit. We're releasing them a little bit. Releasing our hold and our grasp on them. Just feel the silence for a few moments. Just feel the silence as you just bring your awareness to your breath of the in and out. And releasing on the out breath. Just feel release. Bring your attention to your heart region, the region of your heart, and watch it. Just watch it beat, feel it beat, hear it beat, keeping you alive without you even thinking or noticing. And be grateful for everything that is this moment now. For in this moment, this is the only thing that's real. And as we come close or near the end of our meditation now, bring your awareness back to our waking state of where we are sitting and the room that we're in. But not having to run back to anything that we have to do right away. But just being in a state of gratefulness and of joy. Because why not? I just, after you have a good coffee or ice cream or chocolate, there's that aftertaste that remains in your tongue. That's when you have a good experience or a good meditation. There's no such thing as a good or bad meditation. It's just meditation. But after meditation, just let that flavor linger on your tongue, so to speak. And don't try to run and wash out and rinse out your mouth too quickly. So as we conclude our meditation today, day 1 of 15, we will continue together on this journey, and we may get more people joining us. But you were here today, so we started together, all together today. So we'll have all 15 days together, hopefully. If not, you do this by yourself. If you can't make it, that's realistic to think that not everybody can make it. But do this for a few moments. Visualize your box. Close your eyes, visualize your box. Add anything to this box from the day, at the end of the day, before you go to bed. Open up the lid and just visualize putting any of your problems that are patterns and blockages, put them in there. Close the lid and don't do anything about it. It's a very simple exercise, but do that. We're going to do that for 15 days. And enjoy your day, everybody. And if you have any issues getting into meetings, or if you have any issues, feedback, this has been a very challenging few weeks, is transitioning from what Thrive used to be to what Thrive can be and should be. And there's that phase of just working things out and hoping that, and just trusting that if this is something that's valuable to people, that it will continue to exist. And I hope that myself and everybody been working, all the coaches, that we can continue to be there and provide good classes and be able to grow. Thanks, Robin. I'm glad you got in. And thanks, Simcha, for letting me know about that echo. The echo is, I wear these and it's next to my microphone feedback. We'll talk about that, or we haven't talked about in meditation, about feedback loops in our mind and all that. But I'm not a psychologist. And Robin, you're a Jungian, right? Wow. I love you. I love him. I love it. I love the whole teaching. I love it. And Alan Watts, I'm a big Watts fan, who was contemporary of Jung. Yeah. All right, I have to go and make sure that the yoga class is gonna be a success today. Well, it's gonna be a success on its own right, but I gotta make sure that people can get into the meeting. Enjoy.